You think the system failed you? But the truth is, the system worked perfectly. It was designed to break you, mentally, emotionally, financially. They fed you just enough hope to keep you quiet and just enough fear to keep you obedient. From the beginning, they trained you to worship struggle and call it character, to fear success and call it temptation, to follow rules made by people who never won. They didn't build you to rise, they built you to serve. The school taught you how to memorize, not how to build. The street taught you to survive, not to grow. The church taught you to feel guilty for wanting more, as if ambition was a sin. And here you are, still broke, still exhausted, still waiting for life to reward your good behavior. But life doesn't reward effort, it rewards execution. It rewards those who think differently, act strategically, and destroy the mindset that keeps them small. Your beliefs are not innocent, they are your enemy. And if you don't burn them, they will bury you. This isn't about motivation. This is war. Between who you were programmed to be and who you choose to become. The man you are now was built by fear, trained by weakness, and protected by lies. If you want a new life, you don't need more hustle. You need to destroy the software running your mind, because broke mindsets build nothing. They pray, they wait, they blame, and then they die, still dreaming. Keep watching. If you're ready to kill your old self and build the man the world was never ready for, hit that subscribe button and activate the notifications. This war won't wait for you. They told you that hard work was the key, so you grind, you bleed, you sacrifice, but you're still stuck, still broke, still invisible. Why? Because they never told you the full truth. Hard work inside a broke mindset is just slavery. You're not building a legacy. You're reinforcing your own prison. The world is full of men who work harder than anyone and still die poor. Not because they lacked strength, but because they lacked strategy. And strategy starts with how you think. Not what you do, but how you see the game. The broke mindset is a virus. It whispers, stay loyal to your roots, even if your roots are rotting. It says, be humble. But what it means is, stay small. It shames you for wanting more. It worships suffering. It mocks planning. It glorifies chaos. And it's not your fault you were infected. The streets taught you that power comes from noise. The school taught you to fear failure. And religion taught you to kneel before a version of God who wants you poor and obedient. So now, even when you work day and night, your results are small, because your identity is still poor. The man with a rich mindset doesn't worship effort, he worships results. He doesn't just work hard, he works smart, sharp, surgical. He doesn't follow the code they gave him, he writes his own. That's the difference. That's why some men create empires and others barely survive. Not because one worked harder, but because one destroyed the lies in his mind before building anything with his hands. You want to rise? Burn the map they gave you. It was never meant to lead you anywhere great. They told you to be loyal, but they meant loyal to failure, loyal to comfort, loyal to a version of yourself that doesn't scare anyone. They told you to stay grounded, but they meant stay stuck. They told you to be good, but their definition of good was quiet, broke, obedient. And the saddest part? You believed them. You took those lies and called them values. You wrapped your chains in moral language and convinced yourself that staying small was righteous, that being poor was holy, that not wanting more made you a better man. But here's the truth. None of that was virtue. It was control. Mental control designed to keep you from realizing who you really are. Because a man who sees clearly, who thinks freely, who walks with strategy, that man becomes dangerous. And they never wanted you dangerous. They wanted you dependable, predictable, harmless. So they taught you to fear ambition, to feel guilty about power, and to worship sacrifice even when it leads nowhere. That's not wisdom. That's mental sabotage. The broke mindset teaches you to be liked, not respected, to stay loyal to people who resent your growth, to feel shame when you outgrow your past. But the man who breaks this code knows something different. He knows that elevation comes with separation, that greatness is not democratic, that becoming who you're meant to be will offend everyone who benefits from who you used to be. You've outgrown their limits. You've outgrown the rules. And if you want to build something real, something massive, you have to kill the version of you that still seeks their approval. Burn the lies. Burn the guilt. Burn the fake values. Because you cannot build a future while dragging the chains of a dead past. There is no transformation without destruction, no evolution without death. You can't upgrade your life if you refuse to delete the old software running your mind. And that software, it's built on fear. Fear of rejection, fear of being different, fear of leaving people behind. But here's the truth you keep avoiding. Your old self is the one keeping you broke, the one who plays small, the one who apologizes for dreaming big, the one who waits for permission to rise. That version of you needs to die, violently, completely, without mercy. You don't fix a broke mindset. You bury it. You kill it with discipline. You suffocate it with clarity. You starve it by no longer feeding it your time, your energy, your excuses. That version of you that was built in the streets, molded by schools that taught compliance, shaped by churches that preached fear. He has no place in your future. Because that man was never designed to lead. He was designed to follow. And the life you're trying to build cannot be carried by that version of you. He's too weak, too limited, too obedient. So what do? You rewrite the code. You adopt new beliefs. You say no when it's easier to say yes. You move in silence when it's easier to seek validation. You execute when it's easier to hesitate. That's how the new you is born, not with inspiration, but with war. A war against every mental reflex that drags you back to mediocrity. And every time you feel that pull to shrink, to please, to retreat, you remind yourself, I'm not that man anymore. Because broke mindsets don't build legacies, they build limits. And the only way to lead is to leave that old version of you behind, permanently. The man who builds an empire doesn't think like the man who begs for survival. His thoughts are structured, weaponized, and aligned with action. He doesn't wait for the world to change. He becomes the force that changes it. And what separates him isn't luck or connections. It's mindset, not a mindset of hype or fake confidence, a mindset forged in silence, in solitude, in war against his old programming. He thinks in terms of cause and effect, leverage and consequence, not emotion and excuses. Every decision is filtered through one question: does this make me more powerful or more dependent? The broke mind is addicted to noise. It talks instead of executes, complains instead of calculates. It waits for perfect conditions, for permission, for a miracle, and then it dies wondering why nothing ever worked. But the rich mind, it adapts, it moves, it stays cold and focused when others panic. It doesn't fear losing, it fears standing still. That mind understands that money, power, status, all of it is downstream from thought. If your thoughts are weak, your life will be too. You want to build something real? Then you have to become unrecognizable to the man you used to be. No more loyalty to failure. No more rituals of poverty. No more identifying with the culture of complaint. The new mind builds in silence, sharpens in the dark, and strikes with purpose. It doesn't chase attention. It commands results. And when it falls, it doesn't cry. It recalculates. Because failure isn't defeat. It's data. It's fuel. It's feedback. Broke mindsets don't think like this. That's why they build nothing. No structures, no systems, no legacy. But the man who rewires his brain, he becomes unstoppable because he stopped running old code and started running domination. You were handed a blueprint for failure and told it was a map to a good life. Go to school, obey authority, don't ask for too much, pray when things fall apart, wait your turn, be grateful for crumbs. And if you follow that path, you'll end up just like they wanted, obedient, exhausted, invisible. That blueprint was never designed to build greatness. It was designed to keep you small enough to manage and scared enough to never rebel. But now you know. Now you see it. And once you see the lie, you have a choice. Keep building your life on that rotten foundation, or burn it down and build again. Your new life will cost you your old one. It will cost you your comfort, your approval, your circle, your patterns, your excuses, and especially your identity. But that's the price of power. That's the cost of becoming the man you were meant to be. No one's coming to give you permission. No one's going to clap when you rise. Most will resist it. Some will leave. Let them. This isn't about being liked. It's about being unstoppable. Your broke mindset got you here, but it won't take you any further. Not another day. So here's your final command. Burn the blueprint. Burn the fake values. Burn the shame. Burn the old self. Because the only man who builds anything that lasts is the one who had the guts to destroy what was holding him back. You are that man. Now prove it. If you're ready to bury the broke mindset for good, subscribe now, drop a comment, and tell the world, I burned the old me. Now I build for real.